All right, dudes and dudettes, welcome back to Sink the Bismarck with me, Wolf 190D. Okay, so I think as of the last episode, we successfully got back into the swing of things. We're progressing a war with France. Actually, they were at 27%. Now they're at 9%. So their offensive is failing. Their offensive into northern France is failing. The Italians are pushing at them pretty hard, which means we might not get the opportunity to take southern France. However, I was seeing some tension growing between us and the Italians, probably because of who they went to war with. They went to war with the Soviet Union, and actually we're on really good terms with the Soviet Union. Actually, we're allied to the Soviet Union. So long term, that's not going to work out very well for the Italians. That's okay. More fun for us down in the Mediterranean. But in any case, let's see here. What else? Ah, yes. Geared turbines are coming. Geared steam turbines are coming up here in the next turn. Actually, if I do that, I can do that. And let's go ahead and let me see here. Coal-fired boilers. Do we have semi? Do we have semi yet? No. The semi-oil fuel actually is a really big step. I have a favorite story that makes you upset sad when you think about it. Wow. Several? I mean, as bad as it was, the maiden voyage of the Bismarck really was kind of sad. But there again, it's war. You know, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know that it can really make me sad. But because I used to be really big into like Robert Ballard and stuff. I mean, I remember reading a lot of his stuff back in the, I guess, geez, it was in the 90s. I would have been in grade school. I remember checking books of his out of the library. He's the guy that found the Bismarck. He's the guy that found the Titanic. And the stories that would come up in relation to both of those vessels. Yeah, I would say the Titanic really kind of, and I know it wasn't a warship, but that's one that really kind of that one upsets me, because there was just so many things that could have been done different. It was something that, it was a tragedy that really could have been avoided. So funny enough, a ship. So yeah. The fate of some vessels, I think, is also, it's just honestly, the German high seas fleet after World War One, they were scuttled, you know, and quite frankly, I think it was really unfair of the Allied powers to put the blame of the entire war on Germany. Germany didn't start it. They were honoring their agreements, and there you go. Which actually, I think I came across it in reading somewhere rather recently, that the guy that shot Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the Austrian guy, the Serbian that shot him, had his ties to both French and British intelligence agencies, or at least the group that he was associated with. Funny enough. So, what's up? What do you want to do with that? I don't know, but it's information. But anyway, yeah, and the more I look into history, and the more I read and find alternate other opinions or other perspectives, you know. And say, this doesn't really include the whole episode with the Holocaust, though, there's information there too. The Germans really were very honorable people when it came to making war. They stood by their allies, win, lose, or draw. They stood by their allies. I mean, hell, the Italians couldn't even conquer Ethiopia during World War II. And the Germans still stuck with them. They actually had the most advanced chemical weapons, technology at the outbreak of World War II, and they still refused to use chemical weapons during World War II, which was something that was settled on during the whole uh, aftermath of World War One. So I don't know. I personally found that find the history, and this is taking it from multiple perspectives, that the Germans were very honorable people. Um, yeah, we can talk about the Blitz in London, but there's things to that the Allied powers didn't really care to acknowledge either. So Jesus, how many cruisers is he gonna pipe up in here? Anyway, why? Why did they spawn in here like this? Let's see here. I'm gonna set him on follow. Okay. All right. That does remind me. Let's set that to save. Yeah, and with the history of World War One's pretty darn clear about it. The Germans actually weren't defeated. They were actually betrayed by members of their own government. Particularly the folks that they sent to negotiate during the armistice, because the Germans weren't falling back. They weren't retreating. Matter of fact, they hadn't lost much in the way of ground, but there are people that they sent to the peace talks during the armistice. There was that whole what was it? The Balfour Agreement was really underhanded crap. I mean, that talk about a stab in the back. Um, And then, yeah, I mean, it wasn't just the war reparations; it was the degradation that the German people suffered at the hands of the victorious powers. And again, the people of Germany were completely betrayed by whoever it was that they sent to do the peace talks during the armistice. Again, the Balfour Agreement. If you haven't heard of that, check it out, because that's really despicable. And then, of course, the German people themselves, they had to suffer, French soldiers and stuff. Yeah, French soldiers and stuff coming like that during the interwar period, and basically stealing chickens from the farmers because they were hungry. So, yeah, I understand why there was a bit of resentment on the part of the German people after, in the interwar period and leading up to World War II. I really do understand it. Am I saying they went about it the right way? No. I'm not a pacifist at heart, but I'm also a believer in the fact that people can, yeah, yeah, it did. It absolutely did. So yeah, no, whatever, you say what you want. People have a right to their opinions, but the Germans definitely were the whipping boys of Europe for a long time, and yeah, it led to resentment. I mean, could it have been handled better? Absolutely. So yeah, it's because of stuff like that. And I mean, geopolitics being what they are, you see the history, you see what goes on nowadays. Sometimes I guess we scratch our heads and say why. Um, but I do know this much. Poland was supposed to provide a corridor between Germany and old Prussia, because Prussia was still part of Germany. Um, in the 1930s, and ultimately, what Poland did was lean on their alliance with Britain and say, yeah, no, we're not going to let you have access to Prussia anymore. It was one of the big beasts that Germany had, and it's ultimately what led to them invading Poland first. Honestly, um, among other things, among other things. There we go. Just cleaning up the seas. If they didn't pay that ridiculously large amount of money to the Allies in the Great Depression, it wouldn't have given the German people the deep-seated. Yeah, absolutely. Because of those, a large part. Well, not a large part. It was probably solely because of the war reparations that directly led to the Great Depression in Germany, among other things. I mean, there's other factors involved with it, but the biggest one is the fact that yeah, they were saddled with the debt of the entire war. Um, where else do you want to go with that? Yeah, that would be part of it. Funny mustache man in the power. Yeah, yeah, and I mean, Hitler was after a fashion a war hero. He had experience from the war. I don't know if it's probably a stretch to call him a war hero, but he did serve. As a matter of fact, he was almost killed in a poison gas attack. Um, that funny mustache. Interesting that you bring it up, because that funny mustache wasn't a fashion statement. Um, it was something that prevented a lot of bad things from happening with your gas mask not sealing properly to your face. Uh, well, why continue to grow a whole mustache? I don't know. That's part of the history anyway. But yeah, so it was the depression. It was the betrayal by people inside of their own government. And again, look up that Balfour Agreement. That's really, I mean, that was really despicable stuff. That people that um, I guess you could say a group of people within Germany would backstab their home country like that in such a fashion for their own gain. Yeah, I guess that would be a good way to put it. It was the humiliation. And again, the German forces weren't being pushed, but it really was a hard time. Oh yeah, it really was a hard time after World War One for the German, yeah, for the German people specifically. And you know, it's there. I don't know if it's obvious, like in your face obvious, but it's there that Germany was an up and coming industrial power leading up to World War One, and then World War One happened, and then Germany had the Great Depression, and then they were basically kicked back to the Stone Age. Um, what does that have anything? Well, a lot. Oh, it looks like the Spanish are going to take over Morocco, or at least they're trying to. Huh. Let me see here. Do I have? Ah, yes, good. And these are the 1910s, right? Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, that, and then I don't know if you've seen the pictures or not. I have. They're floating around. They're not hard to find. Um, German mothers, going to the market with a wheelbarrow load of Deutschmarks, and then coming home with a single loaf of bread. Um, this is out of the era. This is another common thing actually, is that people were using Deutschmarks to insulate the walls, to paper the walls of their houses. They were burning money because it was cheaper to do that than it was to go out and buy firewood. That's crazy. I mean, they talk about the Great Depression in the States, and yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't anywhere near that bad. I mean, Germany got hammered by that depression, the likes of which I don't think the world has seen since. I don't know. I could be wrong, but okay. So why did it say 5 months on that, and then it's down to okay, whatever. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, I think this was the fleet with the Nassaus in it. So I'm going to go ahead and send him back to his sister ships or her sister ships. Um, yeah, so I mean, imagine that for a moment, having to drop 5 paychecks to buy one loaf of bread. I mean, geez, what are you doing for food in the meantime? Yeah, yeah, and then and then you get into the 20s and 30s, and I don't know. It was just it was real. It was bad. It was very very bad. 2 more months on that refit. Okay. 41%. Yeah, we're not taking southern France. So let's take this ship. We're gonna take this task force too, and we're gonna get them out here. Okay. Go on, fellas. 83%, 16, 67, 92. That's gonna be next turn pretty much. And I think Gabon, I think I lost that on a previous thing. So anyway. Alright. Yeah, I hate autocorrect too. Yeah, I have German ancestry as well. My father's mother's maiden name was Hegel. I honestly don't know if if I am any relation to the famous German philosopher of that same name, but um, yeah, they came out of that too. And I mean, these were I guess sort of highbrow people. They're very very snooty. Maybe not without reason, but they were those kinds of. These guys got yep. These guys are upgraded to the triple twos. I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate them into that. And then we'll go ahead and set him on follow. I don't know too many people that like. As a matter of fact, when I get a new phone, the first thing I typically do is turn autocorrect off. I'm not going to torp him though. I don't want to torp him. Oh God. My destroyer's going to get hit in this crossfire. Wouldn't that be something? Low fuel. Ooh! Ooh! Those 88s are jacking that dude. Poor little torpedo boat. Okay. I think we took over. What did we take over? Oh, we took over Middle Congo. Okay. Kid told me that his dad usually kept quiet when it came to his times, but he had always made sure. Different times, right? Yeah, you know, people that lived through those depressions, you know, because my great grandfather on my mother's side, he lived through the depression in the States. It was really different. It was different. It was interesting going through his house and his belongings and stuff like that, because you saw a lot of tools. I mean, he had a lot of tools, and a lot of them had been cobbled together. Basically, you know, he had like axe heads, but they were attached to, I don't know, what almost appeared to be a whittled down like bedpost or something. I mean, you know, so it was just the resourcefulness and the ingenuity comes through. It was different. You know, it was very different. Things that had been repaired in resourceful ways. So I don't know. What was it? Was it anything like that coming out of you know, somebody who lived through the German Depression? Okay, so where is all of my construction weights going? Ah, that's it. There's a scattergun, an MG-34, and an MG-42. Okay, so I got all these other ships, battleships specifically, that I'm building for my allies. Okay, so we've got 2 more turns, and it's back to 100%. Wow, did the Italian offensive back off of southern France? Is that what happened? Oh, no. Okay, well, that's all right. No, I don't want to go to war with Britain. I don't want to go to war with Britain right now. Why did the Soviets break the alliance? I don't understand. Haven't I been good to them? Anyway. Alright. We get a bigger engagement coming up here. I don't know. This could be part of it bugging out a little bit. Um, Yeah, we can run them down with our battleships if we have to. Might have to start thinking about drastically improving the speed on, or not drastically, but at least improving the speed on these destroyers. Okay, he caught one of them. That's gonna be some more. 4 torpedoes, one of them was a dud. Yes. Down goes Fraser. Down goes Fraser. Eastern part of Bavaria still would have been Western Germany, but there again, you're talking about before the collapse of the Reich. Right. But still, I mean, Bavaria is supposed to be one of the nicer parts of Germany anyway. So that things were bad there might actually speak volumes. Cracking. These guys got 9.4s and a bunch of secondary weapons. I don't know if this is a suicide run or not, but we shall see. Our distance to target 2.4. Yeah, alright, time to swing it. Let's bail out of here, boys. Dud. We got 3 torpedo hits, okay, and the other one might score on this guy. I don't know. It's gonna be close. Wow, so you got a wow. Oh my. Yeah, I think I would too. Keep a pocket watch from that era, from there. Yeah, I think I would too. I love some of the designs that the AI comes up with. I mean, all of those 7.5-inch guns, yeah, it's crazy. Battleships, on the other hand, you're just sitting back. Yeah, well, a watch like that, you'll never have to worry about buying batteries for, right? Yeah, I think we annihilated that entire fleet. One thing I don't like is that the post battle screen, you can't click anymore. I don't know if I don't think I like that. It's it just cuts right out of it. There again, I don't know if it's because it's the older save. So I haven't had a chance to even start a campaign with the latest update. Some of those things are a little off. About 10 minutes. So we'll go to about 2:10. Okay. Okay. Smooth sea waves, apparently. Oh, well, it's waves. Still waves. Jesus. That was a good shot. One of those 12-inch shells will end a destroyer's day real quick. Alright, so a few trinkets. Oh, so you have some, wow. You have some insignias from Nam. Yeah, I know I inherited a couple of things too, like a 20, I think it was a 20 millimeter projectile, just a solid shot, and like a 40 millimeter shell casing. I think it was from like a flak gun or something along those lines. Southern Algeria has been conquered, and now we're just down to Tunisia, in North Africa anyway. The Ivory Coast is going to be next. French Guinea. He's trying to invade Mauritania, but that's not going to work out too well for him. French Sudan. Gabon is still left alone for the time being. Which does remind me, let's go down through here. Diego Suarez. Down to those guys. So those guys, all of them, defend. And we're going to go ahead and mothball them. If any of our allies wants to buy them, great. If not, oh well. They were a good class of destroyers. Oh, a tank shell from the Gulf War. What is that? About a 105 millimeter from an Abrams. I think the Abrams is armed with a 105. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so the Italians are no longer attacking across from northwest Italy into southern France, which is really weird because they were advancing. They were actually making progress into that. So let me see here. Advanced battleship funnels, okay. I got 80,000 tons to give right now. So can I? How many of those battleships can I open back up? The Koenigs almost are just under 30,000. So let's go ahead and let's see here. We're going to go ahead and resume the one in Wilhelmshaven. And then we'll resume this one. And what happens if I do that one? Yeah, no, not happening. All right, so let me see here. Largest single object I have. It's just one of those pieces. Well, yeah, that's why it's like, how the hell do you come across something like that? It's not like everybody brings home souvenirs like that. Who knows? Maybe even take it and make a donation out of it to a museum or something, right? Then again, why would you want to do that? That's something you want to hold on to for a little while yet. Maybe. I don't know. Hmm. All right, so we got this guy back in action. So let's move him back to the fleet. Those turned out to be rather effective, actually. Those carronade style ships, I've taken a liking to them. Even asked him, just said that's something I will never sell. Yeah, you don't sell it, but I mean, there again, I don't know. It's a piece of history. Now, when you say the Gulf War, are you talking about the first one? You know what? What does it matter? I think they were still using much the same equipment, one and two. Museums, air shows, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I lived in Fort Walton Beach for a little while, so I got to see quite a few air shows. I remember as a kid seeing like the Blue Angels, um, but also because of some of the I remember seeing some like classic aircraft. I think I even saw a Zero in flight one time down there. That was really wild. Seeing a working some of those working World War II aircraft. Um, B-24s, B-20, yeah, B-20. It was the 24 that was or was it the 25 that was the twin engine? I always get those confused. I don't know why. Would have been the 25s, I think, the B-25 Mitchells, because isn't that what they flew in Doolittle's raid? Huh. No, that might have been the 24s actually. Hmm. Let me see here. Yep, nope, it was the 25s. B-24s had four engine. Yeah, the B-25 Mitchells. Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah, the B-24 Liberator, but it's just, for some reason I always get those two confused. The B-17 is the B-17, and the B-29 is the B-29. Those are relatively those are rather distinct. It's just for some reason I get which one is the twin engine and which one is the quad engine. It's but yeah, that's what I get mixed up on for some reason. So it was the B-25s that participated in the Doolittle raid, which was a stunt and a half. Yeah, so the B-25s are twin engine. I think they were, well, not, they would have had to have been smaller. The B-24 Liberators were quad. Yeah, yeah. We got advanced battleship funnels coming up, and then we're gonna do Mark III 6-inch guns on the smalls. As soon as those boilers are done, I think I'm gonna swap back over to. Um, I think I'm gonna swap back over to big guns. Maybe. Um, Anyhow, we should be conquering Western France this turn. Should be. Last I checked, it was 100%. And then we'll move those task forces down into the Western Mediterranean and get started on doing a naval invasion on southern France. They should be good and softened up for us. Defensive minefields. Portugal wants 2 Wiesbaden class light cruisers. Are those? Yeah, those are the mine layers. Portugal wants 2 of them. 74%. No, not this time. Not right now. Okay. Persia wants 45. Syria wants 62. Okay. 122,000, 101,000, 90,000. Why is this one only 90,000? It's because it's those. Okay. So let's go ahead and take these Kaisers, and we're going to get the Kaisers over here. Well, the F4Es. Wow. Yeah, it was definitely a bold move in aircraft, in aviation design, because was that one of the first ones to not be equipped with some kind of a machine gun? The F4 Phantoms. I think they were the first one that were totally dependent upon its missile load. Hmm. Hmm. We'll just move them to St. Floyd then. Well, I know once upon a time I was a big fan of the Tomcats. Though I got to tip my hat to the ME-262. Though my all-time favorite aircraft is my namesake. It's the Focke-Wulf 190s. Those were bad little planes. Though let's face it, the Americans built the F6F Hellcats. Those were nice. The Japanese Zeros. absolutely lethal. At least early in the war, they had the advantage. Um, the British Spitfires, you know, it was different. It was definitely a different time. Yeah, the long nosed Dora. That would be the D9 variant. Yeah, well, then we're of a similar mindset then. Let me see here. Um, Dora the Destroyer. Nice, nice. Let's see here. I think I'm going to give him a light cruiser escort too. I'll just give him a little extra tonnage. Okay, let's go ahead and get this naval invasion underway in southern France. 369,000 tons. My God. Mm-hmm. Let's go close with them. We could take Sarawak from him as well, but I would need to bring another fleet. Hmm. The HO 229. I don't know why. It sounds like it rings a bell, but no, I'm drawing a blank too. So electro-hydraulic steering gear, that's always going to be nice. Let's go crank some more into big guns. Was that the German one? Okay, so is that the HO or the HE? Okay, HO. Huh. Okay, I think we can spare a little bit of money to agree to a Red Cross exchange. Okay, that's right. That's right. I was going to say HE. I know that's Henkel. That's Heinkel. Um, double check something real quick. All right, we might have time for this one battle. It's a light cruiser, I think. Yeah, I should be able to run this guy down. Let me see here. Oh, look, the Gazelle. The Gazelle is more capable of running that right now, I think. That's the Dorado 435. Yeah, the HE 111s weren't anything spectacular, really. They were kind of small. For a heavy bomber, they were real small. And then there was this. There's also the successor to the Focke-Wulfs, which were the TA 152s. In my opinion, most of the great fighter designs of World War II were radial engined. Wow, that didn't last long at all. That did not last long at all. All right, maybe we can knock this one out too then, because that battle lasted all of about one shot. That's what happens when you have veteran gun crews with good stereoscopic rangefinders. Dornier, that's it, Dornier. That's a nice high angle of fire on that one. Yeah. Well, the JU-88 was a brick. I mean, seriously, in all fairness, that thing was a brick. All four torpedoes connected that time. Yeah, but the Lancasters did their work, that's for sure. Oh my god, all kinds of invasions and stuff, man. Go, go, go. All these invasions. What the hell? There's a strike down here. The Yu Ying. Anyway. Alrighty. I think that's going to about do it for today, folks. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you've also offered up your support. Pray and appease those algorithm gods. As always, it does help the channel grow. But only if you're enjoying the content. Anyway, till next time, gang, this is Wolf190D, signing off. Yeah, the Lancaster Dam Busters were nuts. I mean, you know, they there again, they did their work. The British Spitfires, gorgeous aircraft. Think about those Messerschmitts, the ME-109s. They had those really weird, like, squared off wings or whatever. At least the early ones did. I don't know. They were kind of hideous. Anyway. Alrighty. Oh, Farius, I got to get. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back. And I'll catch you next time.